to make the Holy Land holy again. If anybody wants to contact me, by the way, I hope you can see my email address up there. It's Gary Tofu at earthlink.net. And my website is adapt, 2 T's on adapt.org. Before Dr. T comes up and talks about physical health, I have to discuss ethics, morality, mental health, spiritual health. Because without a healthy conscience, we cannot have a healthy body. Right now, I want you to think about how you would feel if the moment you were born, someone else had already planned the day of your execution. Because that's what it's like to be a cow, a pig, a chicken, a turkey, or a fish on this planet. They're not born free. They're born to be murdered. But freedom is supposed to be a birthright, a God-given right. I mean, no God's a slave master, a torturer, and a killer of his animals, his babies. If he was, then he wouldn't be God. He'd be the devil. If that statement shocks you or brings up feelings of anger towards me, the problem isn't with me and what I just said. The problem is that humans have victimized animals to such a degree that they aren't even considered victims. They aren't even considered at all. They're nothing. Literally, they don't count. They don't matter. They're commodities like TV sets and cell phones. We've actually turned animals into inanimate objects, sandwiches and shoes. It is the greatest magic trick ever performed. And besides the money made from selling their flesh, there's not even decent value on them as inanimate objects. The Israeli flag, for example, which is nothing more than a piece of fabric. The Bible, which is nothing more than a book comprised of ink and paper, stir up more emotions than the murder of animals. If there were a barbecue outside this building today, and people were cooking up steaks and hamburgers, there'd be a party. People would actually celebrate the cow who was killed, the person who killed the cow, and the chef that seasoned her dead body. But if someone poured gasoline on a flag or a Bible, struck a match, set it on fire, Lord have mercy, there'd be an angry mob ready to kill somebody. These lifeless, inanimate objects, the flag and the Bible, are more sacred than animals, living, feeling, breathing beings. Animals are victims, the most oppressed ever. And if you're having a tough time grasping this fact, it's probably because the only time you ever come into contact with cows and chickens and turkeys is when they're cut up and cooked on your dinner plate. So, shalom, everybody, shalom.
Brothers and sisters, happy Sunday. And Sunday it is. The great Gary Yourofsky started when I did, back in the day. Integrity. Burnt out though. It happens when you give everything you have. And no one wants to hear you. Only the few. So how are we looking today? Today's a good day, I believe. You know, we have more volume on this Sunday than we did yesterday. Pushing us down a little bit. We were in the 42 range. Are we going to do what I have been saying every Sunday for the last 6 weeks or longer? That's the sell-off begins every Sunday, right? People taking profits, people pushing it down, getting ready for Monday. Looks like it's happening. I got into some things yesterday and today, which I'm all good with. I'm going to DCA back into them because we don't know what's going to happen this week in regards to Grayscale. I think they are slowing down, definitely. So I believe I will buy some back tonight, cheaper. And I'm good with that. My mindset in a week and a half has changed drastically. I get like that constantly, and I think it's a good thing to adjust. Right? I'm a DCA type of guy, always. But when it's a big drop off, you have to wait and see what happens. I always say I'd rather pay a little more when it's going up than keep buying it as it's going down and there's no bottom in sight, right? And no one knew what the bottom would be. And we still don't know if it's 38, but as of right now, it is. It's picked the bottom. We could easily break through that, but it's going to take a lot to push it down. I think we got over some very big hurdles, but we don't know what the week is in store with GB, with Grayscale or interest rates, right? Jerome Powell, to see what he has to say. I can't imagine them raising rates. If I was a betting man, I'd bet half of my crypto that he is not going to raise rates. He could definitely, I think he would lean towards leaving them as is and doing nothing. If he was to pivot, there's definitely something behind that in regards to him being pushed, because it's too early to pivot in my mind. I want to see him pivot, but theoretically, you pivot too soon, you have concerns that we get into where we were in the 70s with inflation, coming right back, extremely hard. So I don't. If he pivots, there's someone pushing him to pivot. Right, they're separate from the government, we say, right? But this is an election year, and we shall see what happens. So I'm hoping, I would love to see him pivot, but I foresee him keeping things where they are, and waiting for more data. All signs that they're at least putting out there, I don't believe it, that things are stabilizing a little bit in regards to inflation. Certain sectors are. Food actually, in some areas have come down a little bit, but I'm seeing price adjustments, but overall it hasn't. It's entrenched within. It's kind of like deal with it. If we gouge and we have prices high enough for so long, the initial shock, which took years, they get over it and they adjust. Right, that's the human nature. We adjust to everything. Someone passes away, kills us, and then we adjust. We move on. Everything in life, it's what humans do, and they know that. So they'll just deal with higher prices for food. They'll just deal with higher prices and rates for a home loan, a mortgage, a car loan, whatever it may be. Because you know what? They're going to get 3 or 4% in their money market account in their bank. So they'll just shut up and play along with the game. Well, the people who are in this sector, crypto that is, we know better. That's why we're doing what we can to minimize inflation to us, right? You got to hedge it some way. And the only way to do that is invest, in my view. Bitcoin, I believe, is an overall hedge against inflation long term. Crypto is more of speculation, your typical alts. So how are we seeing here? What's gaining here today? Marlin. I've been talking about that for a while. Accumulating a lot of that risk play. High circulating supply, but gets to 10 cents. I'll be happy. All these little guys, I'm listening to a lot of people jumping into some serious altcoins, degenerate plays, which I'm all for. If you know you're gonna risk what you put in, go for it. Some of them I wouldn't do that they're doing, but I've got ones that I've jumped into that are getting 500,000 in volume right now. Some of them jumped from 500,000 in volume to 10 million in volume. So that's just showing that there's interest in those. People's mindset, they want the big plays, right? Bitcoin's not going to give them that. Solana could give them a 5 to 10x. I don't know. Is it already played out? Is Solana gonna the all-time highs, 400 or 500? I believe it will, but right now, we can't even get back to above 100, right? There's no doubt in my mind that we will, but is it going to get to all-time highs? Is it going to get to $1,000 like people are predicting? One doesn't know. When you see volume like this, that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of profit taking though. A lot of that is selling. And there's our boy XRP stablecoin. So nothing crazy right now. We had a nice little uptick yesterday that I was liking. We actually got over $3 and near. I will preach about. This is going to be good. I believe this is going to be probably one of my best holdings for this bull run. And I believe Stacks will do very well. But I believe we will see back to 450. Once momentum gets back. I mean, we tried pushing above $3 and staying there. It just couldn't happen. We shall see if we have more of a sell-off tonight. And I bet near gets down to, low 280, 276. If there's a big sell-off, right? This actually could pop, depending on where people are flipping their money into, right? They're taking profits out of maybe Celestia and buying some near or, OP. But I do like to see the volume. 41, nothing too crazy. Let's see. Tomorrow will be a big day. I bet my guess we're in the 70 billion range tomorrow. We see a big influx, right? We see liquidation from Grayscale. Volume will definitely spike up because people will be getting out again, getting more scared of a leg down to breaking the 38 bottom and hitting liquidations down there and popping down fast and thinking they're going to get the $20,000 that so many people are counting on and waiting on before the halving. I don't see how that's going to happen, but crazier things have happened. I can't see that happening, but we certainly could. If I had a crystal ball on that, I'd short it. But I don't play with leverage in options anymore. It was a long time ago, and I certainly don't do it in crypto. Polygon, boy oh boy, has the volume, just can't do it. It's lost. Has the biggest play, but yet it's lost a lot of lackluster to Arbitron and Optimism. It's really lost a lot to that. I think it'll have its time, but people are thinking $10, $15 on this. I cannot see that, and I own it. I don't own OP or ARB, but Polygon I'm holding on to, but I don't think I'll hold on to it throughout the whole bull run. I think it'll be one of my first sells. Gets to a few dollars. If we can get above all-time highs, I'll be out fairly quick. Yeah, look at the sell-off. Didn't have it this morning, but it's starting. I anticipated it would. I would love to see a nice drop to $30 in this. That's where I'm in at, and I will jump in on that. Spending a little more money this weekend than I anticipated. For some reason, I get itchy like that when I'm sitting on the sidelines and I haven't DCA'd for a week or so. I kind of all in and getting into more products that I don't own, and a couple on my short list that I'm definitely looking at. Ethereum name token, ENS. Looking at that. If that pops down to $15 again, I'm going to jump on it. It's a risk one, but I'm doing it anyways. And I bought more Ondo this morning. Let's see where it's at. Is that having a little retracement? Let's see. Haven't looked at it for a while. 26. Okay, so I'm in at 26 and 27. Heading down a little bit. Had a good. I'm hoping we don't get back on there. If we do, I'm jumping in more, but I'm hoping not, because that's, we had a big leg up when it got listed. pretty good. I have faith in this. So not a ton of play on this, right? Not a ton of looking back, but I think this will be a good play for me. And I'm kind of all in. I spent about $1,000 on it so far, and I'll do another 1K if we drop lower. And also, I will FOMO in if we see a big hike on it. If we pop up to 30 cents quick, I'll buy in at 30 as well. I have a feeling about it, and I've missed too many. I'm gonna load up on it. Could be a wrong move, but one never knows. You have to, in my view, I have a lot of risk out there, but what can I tell you? At least I'm not in Vegas losing my money at a roulette table. Stacks, we got to see that back to $2. Just in getting VeChain. I hate their tokenomics, and I don't see them doing much. I don't. Their supply chain is, value is okay, but they got to get into DeFi and do a little more. This is a disappointment to me. That I'm regretting a little bit getting in, but I'm done legging into it. I'm not going to buy anymore. I have quite a bit, and it's disappointing, but we shall see what happens. Same with Aave. I almost bought some of that last night, but I'm good enough. I think I have 20 Aave, and we'll just keep it at that. And Quant coming down a lot. I don't like to see that. We did so good at getting it, 130, getting out of that $100 pin point where it was always pegged to it. So if we go under $100 tonight, I won't be happy. We'll get back up there. It's got such a small supply. It doesn't take much to move, but I have high hopes for this. A lot of people do. A lot of people either like what they're doing, or you don't understand it, or you hate it. I hear a lot of people, George and many people, just don't get it. It's a B2B play. Yeah, who cares? What do you B2B play? It's, okay, and what is wrong with that? It has to be like completely decentralized and work outside of the system. Get it. What do we have here? Bitcoin ETF ads may appear on Google starting Monday. Speculation on that. That could be good. I guess, to get more advertising for the ETFs, getting more people in. With the recent approval of 11 spot ETFs by the SEC, on Jan 10th, investors purchasing shares in a spot Bitcoin ETF require a stake in the fund's Bitcoin holdings. This aligns with Google's updated requirements. Financial products that allow investors to trade shares in trusts holding large pools of digital currency. Google filed Bitcoin and crypto ETFs ads from January 29th. All right, so tomorrow. So we shall see. I can't argue with that. Still, many, as I was mentioning, people thinking that Bitcoin will get down to 20K by the end of the year after the halving. I mean, we do have typically, right, a sell-off after the halving, so we believe. So it has happened in the past. Does that mean that's going to happen now with, all the interest in regards to the institutional? I don't know. Rhodes, let's see, BTC has slumped following the launch. Yes, we know that. 2,000 consumers have been surveyed in the UK, US, and Europe following the approval. 1/3 of the responders said that Bitcoin prices will drop below 20,000 by year end. And more people expect the cryptocurrency to disappear rather than stay. Never going to happen. Never going to disappear until the electricity is turned off. That's when it'll disappear. So will we. Surveys showed that 39% of participants say they believe that Bitcoin will continue to exist in the coming years, while 42% anticipate its disappearance. Who cares about this ridiculous crap? We do want to know about sentiment, but it's a few thousand people. Let's just see what other news is going on in here. I wasn't seeing much, so I think that's interesting. Tesla missed out on 300 million profit after Bitcoin sales. Tesla, they're a joke. I don't know if you have an EV car, but if you were in this cold spell and you tried to charge your EV, or you were stuck somewhere waiting, 2 hours to charge your EV, and then it takes, 3 times as long because of it being cold, what's wrong with that? No EV for me. And if people who do get EVs for environmental reasons, I would tell you to look at the true facts. I would say it's much more harmful in regards to environment than fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are never going away until they're gone. And look at where they're digging up the lithium, the nickel, right? You have tapes of Elon Musk going, "Get me more nickel, get me more nickel." Well, you know where they're digging for the nickel? They're digging up all the Philippines islands, getting the nickel, destroying it. Look at what they're doing at the lithium mines in China. All the people around those mines are all dying severely of cancer, and if they speak out, they're removed from the earth. So look into it. It's not me just saying this, it's fact. It's from their mouth. There's many movies on it, many documentaries on it, many books on it. The batteries, what are they doing with them, right? Once they're dead, they are just digging up for all the elements needed for these batteries. And I deal with these battery plants. I sell into them. Product, or I don't sell, my distributors do. And you can't imagine the resources. That's one thing. But don't, it is what it is, but don't think that you are doing the world justice by going with an EV plant, an EV car. You're not. You're not. And have fun with the 300 miles you get from it. I'm not saying that they're bad cars, not well made or anything like that, but they're not the be all, end all. And you think here in America that we have the infrastructure to meet the rule of being mostly EV by 2030. It's not possible. We do not have the structure, the infrastructure to have the charging stations, the batteries, the charging plants, the battery plants even. And they're building battery plants like crazy. I just had a meeting last week presenting to the largest names in the field, not Tesla, but I already work with Tesla. I'm just saying, this is it is not an environmentally friendly way at all. Electricity is not free. Electricity is not cheap. Electricity is not clean like you would think. And these batteries, the production of them are an environmental nightmare. And I mean nightmare. Not as much where the plant is and they're producing the batteries, it's the elements where they are getting the batteries. So I don't care about any of these things. Really, the Bitcoin range consolidation sets the stage for Sol, AVAX, Render, and Sui. I like all those. BTC has been gradually moving up during the weekend, not now, indicating continued demand from the bulls. Data shared by Bloomberg on the 26th shows that BlackRock iShares assets under management crossed the 2 billion mark. Now that's huge. That's nothing. They're just getting started. These guys have 10 trillion that they're managing. This is nothing. 2 billion. Just wait. It's just the beginning. And you take in Fidelity, and if Grayscale ever changes their tune. Solid buying at lower levels arrested the decline in Bitcoin. Yeah, I think there was solid buys at the 38 mark. Yes, traders are not hurrying to book profits because they're anticipate the uptrend. Yeah, I do anticipate the uptrend to continue as well. And I think we're going to see, tonight will, no matter what happens tonight in regards to the market, it's just a Sunday sell-off. It is, it's, look back the last 5, 6, 7 Sundays, you'll see it. It's the same deal. Bitcoin nearly weekly close. Analysts say 20% Bitcoin drop over. Yeah. So when the sentiment changes, you have to be careful, but we shall see. Floki programs. So not a ton to share. I am looking pretty closely at a lot of lower cap items. I do want to jump in on more stacks, but I'm not going to buy it at 150. I'm pretty set on it. But if we had a bigger dip, I was going to get in more because I do see this having a great run for us. That had a pop, right? It was at 4, 5, 6 cents forever. It's just going to, its supply is so huge. I think it's going to struggle to make all-time highs, personally. Ooh, dropping more. It's ugly. Render, graph, all ones I like. But nothing too crazy, it's just typical weekend. Keep an eye on quant. It will pop, in my view. This will be a very good holding. I started accumulating it at average $1, and then I just bought it all the way down into the 90s, and we'll see what happens. Price predictions of people saying over 1,000, 1,500. I have no idea. I'll be happy with 500. So we shall see what happens. Should be a good week. Get your dry powder ready. Don't be afraid to make moves if you're ready. I was waiting on the sidelines for quite a bit, and when I say quite a bit, a week or two since the ETF came out, and slowly getting back into it. And there's some ones that I just I like. Marlin here. I think that is a risk play, but boy, I'm risking it on that one. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, things have taken a. Looking at my portfolio right now, it's taking a little bit of a pop. Let's see, Marlin is like one of the few that's up. So my average cost of Marlin, penny. Let's see how much I have of it. Actually, I don't think I have enough. No, the reason I stopped buying a lot of it was because the volume was so low. But now the volume's peaking up. The volume's up 156%. Circulating supply is 8 billion. I have about 70,000 of them. So, it gets up to 10 cents and 7 grand. Probably wanted to get more of it, but I'm in, you can overload yourselves into one particular project that you think is going to do well. I want to, is the ones that come up quick, they come down just as hard. People taking profits sometimes, many times below where you bought it. This has been a dud for me. Not sure why I got in that. I got in at 11 cents. So normally I would DCA into something like this, but their volume sucks. Look at the volume. When I start seeing that in the hundreds of thousands, that's what I probably should keep going, but that's when it scares me off. And I'm not cutting my losses. I have a couple grand in it. When I see volume like this, that's not good. Not good. So be careful when you're looking to buy some degen type of stuff that's kind of a gamble. Try to see where the volume, minimum of 1 million, and that's even too low, but minimum of 1 million. This is the one. If I could have anything pop, it would be AMP. Don't like the project. Don't believe in it anymore. Never truly believed in it. It was a gamble. Last bull run, I've been sitting on it for freaking years, and I'm down a hell of a lot of money on it. But yeah, sell it for a tax write-off. I'll wait through the ball run. I'll at least wait until see how this year pans out. Come December, if I've made a bunch of profits and I want to offset my loss, I'll sell it if it hasn't popped by then. But I can promise you, if we head into a bull run and we're doing good, AMP is going to look very good to people because of the price and because the volume will spike up. I mean, the volume was horrible for a while, but it's spiking up a little bit. That'll push it up. Look at the circulating supply. It's horseshit. 42 billion. It's horrible. And Tyler Spalding, the CEO of this company, is the biggest piece of crap in the world. Why do I say that? He doesn't speak. He doesn't talk. He does nothing on social media. He does nothing on YouTube. talking about, to the community. Charles Hoskinson might annoy the hell out of you. He's, because he talks too much, but this guy could at least be out there and talking about what they're doing, how they're, what they've been doing in the bear market. He did a little bit, a couple, like maybe one interview, and just nothing of significance. And where's he been for the last year? He needs to talk to his community and say what they've been doing. What are they progressing in? I'm hearing what you're doing. So, pathetic for a CEO like that in the crypto space not to be vocal. I don't like it. Don't like him. Don't like the project. But I want people to buy it. I'm good breaking even at, I think, like 6.5 cents. That's a long way to go. Long way to go. And it's a lot of money, but what can you do? You win some, you lose more. Objective. Do you want to get more of that? But I'm in at 30, and I don't want a DCA in above 32 to 33. It's all, to me, it's a pick between this and Avalanche because they're pretty much the same, right? They're right at the same price, right? They both had the same type of run up. I mean, I've been watching Injective since it was, I don't know, $6, and so has all the steam left it, but it's got a good circulating supply, better than Avalanche at 80 million. So I just don't. When something's had a run like that in Solana, it takes big breathers, and this is taking a huge breather. Most things are, in regards to there's no hype right now, and nothing's going up, super fast at this point. But nothing in this range, with this type of supply and dollar and market cap. But I just don't know if Injective's lost its lust. And if we're going to see $100 with it, I just don't know. People can guess all they want. It's, our money when we're putting into it. And be careful with people saying price predictions. Like I always say, they're full of crap. Everyone who gives a price prediction is full of crap. I have no idea where any of these are going, and no one does. You can look at history, you can look at trends, you can look at all the TA you want, you can look at all-time highs, last-time high, all-time lows. Doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. In my view, it means nothing. It goes where it goes. It goes where the interest is, right? You have layer twos having their play, and then you can get to, games. I think gaming will be good this bull run, but one doesn't know. That's why I've put so much into Illuvium. Do I believe in Illuvium? I have no idea. I know they did very well the last bull run. I know they're working on a game, and their circulating supply is freaking awesome, and that's why I like it. I wish their price was lower, or I should have bought in lower, but I think it will have its turn, and it moves so fast. Right now, I'm taking a killing on it, but I keep buying one Illuvium every couple days, right? And it's like $75 or $100 or $80. I do that a few times a week, and I'm pretty much done at it now. But we'll see what happens. I think that'll have, when everything has its run, that'll go up faster just because of the, I think it's 4 million circulating supply. It'll, Objective pops up 20%, Illuvium's going to pop up, 40%, I believe. So that's really it. Nothing crazy. Be careful. Comment, like, subscribe, share this. When I get to getting a couple more Tangem wallets, I'm going to do a couple reviews on that just to help you guys, because that's the only wallet I believe in, or I like. I have others that I do not like, Ledger, and that I've had forever. A couple of them, I don't use them. I don't like them. Tangem's the easiest. That's what we want, is the easiest and safest. I believe it's safe and easy, and I think it's most user-friendly. I think it's the best wallet out there in my view that I use and I will use. I think it's a really good one. So when I get to 50 subscribers, I got some goodies on me. When I get to 100, same. 200, and then some. If I don't stop doing this by then, you never know. Trying to help, but I need some feedback. If I don't have any feedback, well, then I'm just kind of talking to myself. But share this, bring it on. If you guys can start communicating back to me what you want to hear. Are there any vegans on here? I'm doing more vegan stuff, but I try not to totally intermix these because I'm looking to help many communities, and if I can open up some eyes and plant some seeds, ask me. I'm here to help. Be good to each other. Sunday. Maybe some places that are listening to it, it's not Sunday. It's a different time zone. I wish you all the best. Be careful and be good. Be very good. Very, very, very good. But a little more from our boy, Gary.
My name. Let's start by defining the word vegan. It's spelled V-E-G-A-N. Vegans, just like vegetarians, do not consume the meat of any land or marine animal. Vegans, however, unlike vegetarians, also refrain from eating cheese, milk, eggs, honey, any animal product whatsoever. We also don't wear animal skin. No fur, leather, wool, silk, or down. I want to let you know that I was not raised vegan. I ate meat, cheese, milk, and eggs for around 25 years. I used to wear leather shoes and belts and jackets like everyone else. In fact, around 25 years ago, I even owned a fur coat. But one day, after seeing animals backstage at a circus, chained up and caged up, I not only realized I was witnessing a slave show, I realized I was a hypocrite, a speciesist, like a racist who believes that their race is better than all the other races. A speciesist believes that humans are superior to animals, and that humans have every right to enslave and kill any species they choose. But if you honestly placed yourself in an animal's position, confined to an artificial world, denied your freedom and the right to live a long, healthy, even denied sunlight most of the time, and then imagine yourself on a concentration camp truck, terrified and confused, being sent to a slaughterhouse so someone could slice your throat and cut you up into pieces, you would understand why the psychotic addictions of meat, cheese, milk, and eggs must be abolished. By definition alone, slaughter is radically cruel and can never be humane. If you eat animals and the things that come out of animals, you are causing pain and suffering and polluting yourself with the blood of innocent beings. Humanity's main focus should be extending compassion to others, not engaging in traditions of cruelty. There's a Holocaust taking place right now, the world's largest and longest running Holocaust. Every second of every minute, of every hour of every day, female animals are raped to impregnate them. So we can steal their babies, separate families from each other, so we can kill them and sell their flesh and skin. If that's not the definition of a Holocaust, of a massacre, then I'd like to know what is. The great humanitarian Isaac Bashevis Singer, who escaped Nazi-occupied Poland, once condemned every meat eater when he said, "What do they know? All these scholars, all these philosophers, all the leaders of the world, they have convinced themselves that man, the worst transgressor of all the species, is the crown of creation. And all the animals were created for us, to be food,
Animals slaughtered since I went on this
to be
page.
tormented and exterminated. In relation to animals, all humans are Nazis. For the animals, it is an eternal Treblinka. I know these statements sound controversial to you, but it doesn't mean they aren't true. The fact that anyone would fight against veganism, against animal liberation, which means you are against compassion, just proves how irrational